was right about the Tennessee Titans winning a good close game versus the Bucs, which they did. It's 27-23, so not that far off of what I predicted of 28-21. Since Titans were 1 point, they scored 1 point less than what I predicted, and Buccaneers scored 2 points more than what I predicted them to score. And it was a good close game. Was I was right about. I was obviously wrong that Henry would run for two touchdowns because he ran for 0 touchdowns. I was also wrong about him running for 103 yards because he still had a good game running for more than 68 yards. And also, I was right about Tannehill. He ended up doing better than what I predicted because he threw for 3 touchdowns. He threw for 3 touchdowns instead of 2, and he proved effective because their Titans needed a game-winning drive. They moved the football more than Titans offense moved with Tannehill, including Tannehill throwing, moved the football more than 23 yards and ended up scoring a game-winning touchdown because the Titans needed with Tannehill throwing the football. So he proved effective and completed more than 20 of his passes. He had a great game, and Titans defense also proved effective because they were able to defend. They were able to defend the first time because KC got through and was able to stop the Bucs running for a first down on 4th and 1 really extremely late in the fourth, and Buccaneers, because they had timeouts, were able to get a stop and get the football back. And then Winston throws a long pass, ends up throwing it to Logan Ryan that makes a great play. He dives for the football, ends up catching it, and the Titans get that second stop. And there was also a hilarious other turnover by the Bucs. Two hilarious other turnovers by the Bucs because Winston ended up getting hit. There was a terrible snap, ended up hitting his face, and he wasn't able to recover the fumble. And Titans were able to recover that fumble after that Ace Ventura-style blunder by the Tampa Bay Bucs. And then another Ace Ventura-style type of blunder by the Bucs, or something like from the Waterboy. Buccaneers end up, there's a wide receiver ends up like running right into the Buccaneers running back, ends up creating a fumble, which is when they're like threatening to score, and the Titans are able to recover that football. And so those are two huge mistakes by the Buccaneers. And also there was Titans recovering. They may have not recovered one of those fumbles, but I do know that Winston, he ended up throwing an interception to Logan Ryan and ended up throwing an interception to Malcolm Butler, which included when Buccaneers were deep in their own end zone. He ends up throwing it, and Butler easily intercepts the football and has a pretty good return. Buccaneers end up losing the turnover battle 4-1, and it's really extremely hard to win a football game when you're losing the turnover battle by that amount, by any amount, but extremely when it's by three turnover, losing the turnover by 3 turnovers compared 4-1. And I was extremely happy that the Titans were able to win this game 27-23 and finally win their second consecutive game, because they hadn't done that in in the 6 games before this, in the 7 games before this. So they finally were able to get that second consecutive win before the first half with the first half ending, and improved to 4-4 and 2 consecutive wins at home. And I know that was a fumble by Kern. He ended up fumbling the football before he was tackled. Buccaneers ended up recovering the football and returning it for a touchdown. And just extremely hate that that even with instant replay, that wasn't called a fumble, and with the Buccaneers obviously returning it for a touchdown, because it was obvious that what fumble happened, and Buccaneers recovered the fumble and returned it for a touchdown. And why I hate that happened, because that's some points. Because if it's a close game or any game, I don't want it to be decided to have that kind of a flaw where the team scored points and it didn't happen because of a terrible call by the referee. And even with instant replay, it doesn't get called exactly what it is. So I was was extremely disappointing that happened, because I want, whether it's a close game or not, I don't want any game to have that kind of flaw of where my team benefited from something of that nature, mainly because of it making it a flawed win in that way, because saying, well, the Titans didn't won mainly because of this. I want it to be the Titans won because they simply outplayed them, and I can't say because the Titans benefited from this call. I mean, yeah, they did, but I don't want to have any of that kind of flaw. I can still say also that even with the Titans benefiting from that flaw, the Buccaneers still had other opportunities. So while that was terrible that the Buccaneers didn't score that touchdown, they still had other. It's not like that was completely their only way to win this game, because they were moving the football late in this game and they weren't able to get a first down on 4th and 1. And also, besides that, there were multiple turnovers, including there was that blunder that kept the Buccaneers from scoring a touchdown, because of the running back, the wide receiver running into the running back, creating a fumble. There was also and any of the other 3 turnovers, those were also wasted opportunities with all those turnovers. The 4 turnovers by the Buccaneers. So it's not like that was like the only opportunity, and add in but extremely that right there, where there was that wide receiver running into the running back and creating a fumble. That was a great opportunity for the Buccaneers to score a highly needed touchdown. And besides that, they're not able to get a first down on 4th and 1, and this was after that fumble that wasn't after the play that wasn't called a fumble and returned for a touchdown. So it's not like they can't. So it's not like the Buccaneers didn't have they had other opportunities to score needed points, including extremely late in the 4th quarter on one of their not their final possession, but the possession before their last possession. So the Buccaneers had other opportunities to score, and they didn't. They showed why they are a bad team. And I can recognize that the Titans did benefit from the Buccaneers' blunders, as far as one of the fumble being because of a Buccaneers mistake, and also because of the terrible snap. The Titans were able to recover. So there were turnovers where the Titans were benefiting, except like the interception by Butler, he was making a great play, and the interception by Logan Ryan, again, that was him making a great play. So I can credit the Buccaneers. They were responsible for giving those Titans those gifts, but those interceptions, that was Butler and that was Ryan, both making great plays to intercept the football. So the Titans were benefiting from those kind of blunders, but they were also making great plays for the interceptions as far as the turnovers, of which they had the Titans defense having 4 turnovers. And so now I'm just extremely excited. I'm excited to see if the Titans can get that 4 games winning streak, because they have 2. So let's see if they can get it to 3, because they're going to be playing the Panthers in Carolina, that's going to be looking to rebound after getting demolished by a great 49ers team, 51-13. So that's going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be an interesting game also because I know Allen is going to be playing. He's going to be looking to rebound along with the Panthers team, and I expect that to be a coin flip game, one that the Titans could win, one that I've changed now, that I'm optimistic the Titans can win, because Allen is going to be starting and not Newton. And if Newton was starting, then I'd be really not optimistic much at all. I'd be really fearful that Newton is going to have a great game as far as running the football, as far as running and passing, being that double threat, being too much for the Titans to overcome it, even if they were able to keep it a close game. Instead, it's Allen, who maybe he has decent mobility, but doesn't have that same kind of great mobility as Newton. So they don't have to worry about him being a great runner, being he's a decent runner, but he's not a great runner the same way that Newton is. So he's not that double threat that Newton is, and it's going to be a really interesting game in Carolina, including to see if the Titans can make it 3 consecutive wins and improve their record against the NFC South to 3-0, along with Titans winning their 3rd consecutive game and getting back to 500, which would be for the first time versus the Browns and started 1-0. So it's going to be a really interesting first November Sunday game for the Titans versus Carolina, versus the Panthers in Carolina. See if the Titans can get over 500 and increase the winning streak to 3 consecutive games, along with improve their record versus NFC South foes to 3-0, and continue to, during this whole winning streak, they've scored more than 20 points. See if they can continue to, they scored more than 20 points in the winning streak, because 23 points versus the Chargers, 27 points versus Buccaneers. Let's see if they can continue to score more than 20 points and win 3 consecutive games. Go Titans! It's going to be very interesting game versus the Panthers.